What's up, everybody? It is Matt from Electric All Wheel, and today we are going to show you a plug-and-play USB accessory mount with the DateX Dx2 from Electric All Wheel. We are going to have that kit out, and we will show you our new USB accessory that is an easy plug-in to the Dx2. I know a lot of the Rad community have the DateX Dx2, and you can get that at Electric All Wheel along with the USB accessory. This is a dual input, dual output combiner, and you can actually use it on a dual motor e-bike with dual controllers. However, we're going to utilize it to actually add some USB power to our e-bike. So I'll show you some charging with an iPad, and we'll also show you some cool LED lights that are sound activated and sound synced, so you can have some light up for your glow ride. Also going to show you a quick mount for a second battery on this. We're actually going to put it here on the crossbar, and we're going to utilize the bike case bottle cage straps with some alternative screws that allow you to slide the plate over. So we're going to switch the heads on the bike case bottle cage strap adapter, and that will allow us to slide the battery right over on the mounting plate, and then we can get a quick strap to the crossbar here for the bike. I have previously drilled out the crossbar and we have mounted that way, and it's important that you're going to need to check out that previous video to show you the install with the Electric All Wheel custom cables for the Rad RadPowerBikes Rad Rover 6 Plus. This will work with a couple others of the second gen Rad bikes with the integrated battery, and then we also have the cables for some of the original Rad RadPowerBikes. And then there is that awkward 2-pin reverse male cable. We will have that in the coming weeks, so we're pretty excited about that. It's really important to tell you that if you guys are considering a second battery, we must tell you it is worth every penny to incorporate a suspension seat post. So if you're putting on those extra miles on your e-bike and you're out there for those long rides, a suspension seat post will definitely get it done. We'll leave a link for this in the description below. It is well worth the money and it will save your bum. Stick around for some range calculations with the addition of the second battery with the DX2 plug and play, and we'll show you the USB connectors. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, check out E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that Facebook group, make an event, and go for a ride with your e-bike friends. Let's demo this thing. Not a full install, but I'm going to show you how to get it done, and we'll link up all the stuff you're going to need in the video description below. Here we go. Okay, so we have previously done a temp install with an electric all-wheel 40 amp balancer, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off and show you what's going on here. So here is our electric all-wheel 40 amp balancer, and you can use this if you don't want to do the DateX Dx2, if you just want dual battery and you're not worried about having a USB adapter. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. And then I have brought out our full complementary of accessory cables, and there's a couple things I need to tell you. One, these two are up and coming. We're going to have these in our lineup soon. We're just going through manufacturing and making sure we're getting the testing correct, but they will be out there. These are some awkward stuff. Electric uses these. I think they're on the wagon. Pedigo uses these. So we're going to have them soon enough. These cables are the traditional Rads, like I think about the Runner, the Rover 5, but what happened is they switched up the cables and they made these fit for the RadPowerBikes Rad Rover 6 Plus, and then those with this integrated battery. And so we do have a video showing the installation of this. You will need these to make it happen, and then that's actually what's installed here. And we also have an XT60 extension because the connection for it is actually in the body here, and it takes up the majority of the length of the cable to get it in. We had to set the cable lengths pretty standard, so you will need the extension. Fear not, because the DX2 comes with two cables. Now these are just an accessory add-on to the DX2, to more like an incentive to buy, if you will. And you'll see that they come with some bullet adapters and then two XT60 extensions, and then for Dean's to XT60 adapters as well, in case you want to use this on a different style e-bike. If you go into a high current discharge, you're going to want to get some 12 gauge wires, and that is not fit for these. This is 30 amp max, 20 amp continuous, and that'll be just right for this bike. So to cover it, this is the DX2 kit. It's going to have the two XT60 extension cables. Those are not this. These are the adapter cables that are necessary for the Rad Rover 6 Plus and a lot of the integrated battery bikes. I have not seen the new lineup, that Radster Trail, all of that stuff. So just keep that in mind. We will get into it to check, but there is a suspicion that everybody is trying to do comms with their batteries for safety, as well as to keep us dual battery addicts out of the factory wiring of the newer bikes. That being said, we know we have our connection. This is an XT60 extension plugged in right down here. And then this is the actual factory wire coming out, and you can see the length here, and that was originally run up into the battery housing right up here. And then when we brought it out, it's just unplugged, and you can see the two ends, and they look just like the extension cables that I just showed you. We'll plug that in. And so we have our male XT60 and female XT60. So we're just going to go ahead and plug in our balance. You can't really mess this up. There's only one way to plug it in. And on the face of this, you'll see in, out, out. So we know that this is an out, and that is actually going to the controller. And then this is an in, and so that's your battery coming in. The second in port will be for your second battery, which we will hook up momentarily. Pretty excited. We have a dual USB plug and play adapter, and then we are going to utilize that. You can see that it's 10 to 55 volt DC input with a 5 volt 3 amp output, which is good for your USB accessories. And then it will just plug right in. So we know that we need power out from the balancer, so we're just going to plug that in right here. For those of you who understand, you'll know what this is for. If not, don't worry about this. So there we are. We have now plugged in. We do not have a second battery, so that means it's factory right now. We have USB power output, and I'm just going to set this down. So I'm going to take, I brought out an Apple charging cord. I'm just going to plug that in. And then I have a nearly dead iPad here that I'm going to go ahead and plug in too. And what we're looking for is just to see that it lights up, and it does. So that lets me know that it's getting power, and you can actually see it's charging there in the top right corner. So that's good for us. And then these things, I really love these USB lights, and one of the most popular things going right now is glow rides in the evening. There's actually a group in my area called Let's Go Riding. Thanks to Julie and Dan. Thank you very much for putting that group together. And this is a USB LED light set. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and plug that in as well. And you can see that it is picking up the sound of my voice right now, and that's what's lighting it up. It comes with a remote control. Let me just go ahead and see if I can do this. Oh, I gotta pull the battery protector off of this thing. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna power it down. And we know, obviously, it's getting power, but I just want to demonstrate the sound sync because I think that's awesome. Let me go ahead and I'm going to turn on the lights, the remote, perfect, and then play some music. This is the greatest. I love it. So these have a sticky backside, and then you'll be able to string them to your bike. Obviously, you have two USB power ports. This is actually charging the iPad. You're also getting power to your lights, so you can see the possibilities that you can have with this plug and play accessory with your DX2. That being said, I'm just going to go ahead and do a second battery install real quick here to show you the possibilities with that. We are going to utilize, I've become a big fan of this bike case strap, or this bike case phone bag, and I'll put my DX2 in here and then strap it under the seat post. And then this is the cage strap adapter. It's a bottle cage strap adapter. We're going to use two of these and then have them mounted to the battery, and we'll just do a quick install so you can see what it looks like, and I'll show you the finished product, and you'll know that you have these power options here. Cool. Okay, so this is the setup. This is a Highlong 15 amp hour battery, and this is what we're going to use to add a second battery, and that will be what's plugged in. It's the bottle cage strap adapters that I want to show you, and this is the key. This thing has these no slip grip Velcro straps, which are awesome, and then these pads will like take a compression and it makes it sit really well here on the crossbar. One thing you have to do is get some screw heads that will actually fit over, that will allow the battery to slide over the mounting plate. They can't be these that come with the package because they're just a little bit too big. So I get two of them, and then there's only one screw holding that in, and it's actually still using the screw that comes with the bottle cage strap adapter here. And then once we get all that, we can go ahead and slip the battery on, and then it becomes an easily removed unit and easy to install as well. Once I get it held on there, I like to give it one more tighten down, and then you can see, yes, you see movement, but I can actually it's on there pretty tight. We like that a lot. So here is our phone bag from Bike Case, and we will leave a link to that in the description. Go ahead and remove all this packaging. And then we have all of our setup right here. Again, we used one extension. You'll have another one, so you can actually put an extension in between the adapters. So if you want to run this out to rear rack or basket or whatever you want to do, you can do that. Now there are two zippers on here, which makes it pretty convenient to get everything ready to go. So I'm going to just go strap this in. And then I believe that I could just compress this down and slip it in behind everything right here. But for demo purposes right now, I'm just going to show you how it looks. So it will fit. There's plenty of space in the bag for the DX2, and that just kind of keeps it out of the way. But for now, I'm just going to put it right here. And then what I like to do is run my cables up and then use these straps to help hold the cables. just going to go ahead and slip this in, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in my second battery into my DX2. There we go. And then I'm going to do one last wrap so I can get these cables into it. And there we are. So once you get your custom fit, you can do this. What I do for demo, because I'll use this bag in other videos, and I'm just going to roll it up so I can get some nice clean photos to show you guys. And then it also has this strap, which I can put up here if I just want to elevate it, but I have this gap right now, so you can use this strap over the top just for that last little bit of security, but I'm just going to leave it loose. Maybe what I do is I'll use that top strap to wrap around these cables. Perfect. Like so. There we go. Same thing with this battery strap too. Okay, we need to show power demonstration, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this battery out so you can see that the second battery will power the bike. These are both in line, so we do have power. Make sure you guys can see those screens. They're on. You can see the screens, so I'm going to try and keep them in the frame, and then I'll just remove the batteries one by one. And what you're looking for is continued power, so it's not going to look like the bike gets powered off when I remove the battery. So there's one, and you notice that that's still on. Go ahead and put it back in. This is on. Now I'm going to take out the factory battery. And then here's factory battery, and you notice that the power stayed on. So we are good to go. 2 batteries in line. We are pretty excited about that. That is working out well. One thing that I like about this installation is, one, you know that this is a high crossbar. We do recommend a 48 volt 10 amp hour battery, and you'll see that on the previous install where it shows you the wiring and how to actually get the installation inside the frame for your dual battery setup for the plug and play aspect. But this keeps all of our accessory space wide open, so we still have the full capacity of this cooler bag, which is the one from RadPowerBikes and whatever basket we've got going on. So we really like the way that works out. Don't forget suspension seat posts. If you guys are adding this kind of battery capacity and you're utilizing it, you definitely want to get a suspension seat post so that rigid body isn't sending that shock right up through your bum and your back. Well, there you have it. We have successfully added a dual battery, second 15 amp hour battery with the DateX Dx2 combiner. This is a 30 amp continuous dual battery combiner. It can get up to 45 amps max, so that's pretty awesome if you have a high discharge bike. Keep in mind that the 14 gauge wires that come with it are generally used for the 48 volt market, not high current. If you need that, you're going to need to get some higher gauge or thicker gauge wires. So you're looking at 12, which is a lower number. So keep that in mind. We will have those available in the future, fit specifically for our stuff. We have also added 2 USB accessory plugs, which plug right into your DX2, so you can run those out, so you can utilize some nice music sync LEDs. You can charge your phone, your iPad, you can plug in whatever you want that fits a standard USB connector. I know a lot of you are here for the range calculation, so let's get to that. The original battery is 14 amp hours, and we added another 15 amp hours here. So 14 plus 15 equals 29. We're going to multiply that by 48, and you get 1,392 watt hours. And then we're going to divide that by 25. 25 is the Mica toll constant, and it says that it's 25 watt hours per mile ridden at 20 miles an hour, throttle only, and you get 55.68 miles. Holy cow, that is a long clip for this Rad Rover 6 Plus, and you will definitely need a suspension seat post if you're going to be putting that kind of miles on in one shot. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. It is our primary, and if you're in the area, check out E-Bikes of Tampa Bay, Florida. Get in that Facebook group, make an event, and go for a ride with your friends. If you guys are in the group, you have to make the event to go for the ride. I can't be the one to do it all. I'm here to help facilitate and make it possible, but you got to help us out. So if you're going to join that group, be active, share your bike, talk to people about what it is that you're doing, share your ride, make the event, and get out there and go for your long range ride on your Rad Power Bike. We will talk to you next time.